You mistake trust for weakness and loyalty for currency. They are harvesting your soul while you thank them for the privilege. Your morality is a leash. You believe trust builds bonds and loyalty is strength. This is the foundational lie they need you to believe. Every time you offer unsolicited loyalty, you are not demonstrating character, you are issuing a blank check. Every time you prioritize trust over observation, you are handing over the keys to your psychological borders. You will stop seeing your social world as a community and start seeing it as an ecosystem of subtle extraction. The currency is not money, but your time, your emotional energy, your focus, and your compliance. The harvest is invisible because it's conducted with a smile and a handshake. The friend who leans on you perpetually, the family member whose emergencies are a constant drain, the employer who trades on your dedication, they are not bad people. They are simply actors in a system where your innate desire for connection has been ingeniously inverted into a tool for your own depletion. Your goodness is not a virtue here. It is the most easily mined resource. The mechanism is psychological debt. It operates on a simple, brutal formula. A favor granted creates an imbalance. The weak mind feels indebted and seeks to repay, restoring harmony. The strategic mind, the collector, understands that the true power lies not in calling the debt due, but in letting it hang perpetually. This is the machinery. They perform a small, often theatrical, act of support. Your own psychology then amplifies it, binding you with chains of gratitude. Their real weapon is your conscience. You will overcompensate. You will offer more than was given. You will tie your self-worth to being reliable. This is how a single act of help can be parlayed into years of diminished sovereignty. The machinery's gears are your own virtues: reciprocity, fairness, empathy. They have been turned against you. Every thank you feel obligated to say is a tax on your autonomy. The system is designed so that you police yourself, extracting your own resources on their behalf to quiet the discomfort of perceived debt. You are the quarry and the quarryman. You are surrounded by harvesters, but they wear different masks. First, the sentimentalist. They trade in past bonds and shared history. Their weapon is guilt wrapped in nostalgia. After all I've done for you, remember when we... They leverage memory to justify present-day extraction. Their harvest is your continued allegiance long after the value of the relationship has expired. Second, the debt broker. This is a transactional archetype. Every coffee bought, every door held, is a mental ledger entry. They deal in the currency of obligation and expect repayment with interest. Your compliance, your support in their schemes, your silence. Theirs is a cold, accounting predation. Third, the institutionalist. This is the corporation, the family system, the social circle. They harvest through diffuse pressure and normalized expectation. Team players, family loyalty, company culture. They demand your identity merge with the collective, draining your individual purpose to fuel their own continuity. Your uniqueness is the resource they homogenize. Identify which archetype is currently farming you. Most likely, it is all three. Forget what you were taught about virtue's reward. History is written by survivors, not saints. The canonization of loyalty, trust, and sacrifice is not a moral guide. It is a control manual drafted by the powerful. The feudal lord praised the peasant's loyalty because it bound him to the land. The empire glorifies the soldier's sacrifice to fuel its expansion. These values are propagated downwards, not upwards. The aristocracy never practiced the blind trust it demanded from its vassals. Examine nature. Symbiosis is rare. Predation and parasitism are the norms. The social contract is often just a more sophisticated version of this, convincing the resource to offer itself willingly. Every major institution, religious, state, corporate mythologizes the virtues that ensure its stability and your tractability. They sell you a fairy tale of cosmic justice where the good are rewarded, knowing it will make you predictable, manageable, and endlessly exploitable. Your desire to be good is the very lever they use to move you. The history of power is the history of convincing others to bear their own chains willingly. Sentiment is the enemy of strategy. Begin the audit. Take a blank page. Draw 3 columns. Name, resource they extract, cost. Name the person or institution. Define the resource. Is it your time, your emotional stability, your political support, your labor? Quantify the cost in hours lost, opportunities missed, psychological drain. The sentimentalist will appear with high cost under emotional stability, the debt broker under time and political capital, the institutionalist under labor and identity. This is not an emotional exercise. It is a forensic inventory. You are not judging them. You are assessing your own territory's plunder. Any entry where the cost chronically outweighs the tangible, present-day benefit is a colony you are sustaining. The goal is not to hate the collector, but to become indifferent to their harvest. This list is a map of your weaknesses, the points where your borders are undefended because you mistook invasion for welcome. The audit's outcome is a single cold realization. You are funding your own depletion. Now you have the data. The next move is excision. The identity of the good man, the reliable resource, must die. This death is not a public spectacle. It is a silent, internal shift. You become inedible by altering your psychological composition. First, introduce delay. When a request is made, you no longer provide an instant yes. Your new default response is, "I will consider it." This simple phrase dismantles the machinery of presumption. Second, redefine reciprocity. A favor no longer creates an open-ended debt. It is a closed transaction. You helped me with X. I have compensated you with Y. The account is settled. Speak this internally. Third, practice targeted ingratitude. For the sentimentalist's guilt trip, respond with polite, factual detachment. That was then. This is now. For the debt broker's ledger, become a poor accountant. I don't keep such scores. For the institutionalist's demand, master the phrase, "That doesn't work for me." You will feel a cold, surgical emptiness. That is not loneliness. It is the space where your sovereignty grows. You are no longer a nutritious source. You become psychological bark indigestible, offering no sustenance to their hunger. This is the final warning. Sovereignty creates a vacuum. When you cease to be a source, the collectors will leave. You will be called cold, selfish, a villain. This is the cost. Power exists in a relational geometry most cannot tolerate. It requires being a vertex, not a connecting line. You will stand apart. The warmth of the herd is the warmth of the biomass, decomposing together. The air at the peak is thin and cold, but the view is absolute. This is the unforgiving geometry. To hold power is to accept that you are a landmark, not a companion. The elite tier understands this. The public doctrine peddles connection. The private architecture is built on strategic isolation. Your choice is binary. Remain a digestible resource within the warm, suffocating biomass, or become an inorganic, immovable monument on the landscape. There is no middle ground. The join beyond this point is for those who choose the monument, who will learn to weaponize this vacuum, to turn silence into a territory and presence into a force of nature. The harvest is over. Now you must learn to rule the barren soil you have reclaimed.